Welcome back. This video explains how to use the Chart Notes Quick Entry full screen. It's easy to enter chart notes with HearForm Pro. Simply click the Chart Notes tab up here, and then click the desired hearing instrument on the far right. You can either include or exclude warranty details. For example, that just included. I'm going to uncheck the box and click the same button, and you'll see that it just doesn't include the warranty or expiration for the loss and damage. So once you click that button, it's going to put all that information in there. Let's just select that again one more time. And once that information is in, you can then click on the desired button like adjustment, reprogramming, repair, fitting, etc. So you can click more than one button and you'll set up all those buttons. Please watch the video on how to set up the Chart Notes Quick Entry buttons. Once you do that, you can then highlight a particular section and right-click the menu, change the font, the size, the style, for example, to make it bold. You can change the color on all text at once by clicking one of these buttons here, or you can change individual words by right-clicking and highlighting the word first, right-clicking and selecting the text color and changing that, for example, the way I've done right there. You'll notice that a lot of these words are not recognized by the system, so they're underlined in red, but I can right-click and suggested spelling rather, I can learn that word so it won't show up underlined anymore. So once I've done that, I've highlighted those, I've made them bold, I've changed the color, etc. Then I can add any additional information by just typing that in right here and just putting some random text. And then once I've done that, I can either save that as a new note, or I can append that to a previously created note. For example, this note down at the bottom. And if I do that, it adds the text of who appended it and when and where that was done. Now, the reason we would do that is in many cases for HIPAA reasons, our customers will ask us to make the notes off limits once you've created the note. And so if we make this off limits where you cannot click into this field right here, then the only way to modify a previously created note is to actually come up here and create the new note to say, here's what I intended to say in that note, and then you'll append that temporary note to the latest note right there. I can save as a new note, as I'll do right here, and that leaves the system open, but I can also save and close, and that just saves one click so I don't have to close it there. But before I do, I can also do this. I can look at my found set of records. For example, let me do a quick search for everyone named Mary. So I have 20 Marys here. I can go back to my chart notes area, and I can say this is important, or whatever it is I want, some kind of text that I want to put for this group of 20 records. And then I can insert this note for all patients in the found set. And it asks me, do I definitely want to do that? And if I do, then it takes a little while, but then I've added that note to those 20 people. So you can also put in a note like this and then delete that note. And as long as someone else hasn't done the same exact thing at the same time as you, you can click this button here and it puts that back. So you can delete it and bring it back. You also can find all unsaved notes. For example, if I click that button, I find that I have 20 quick entry buttons here, and I can look through each of them, or I can constrain that to a particular office location if I'm just wanting to pull up records that haven't been saved. You may wonder, why would you do that? Well, in some cases, you may not give a certain staff member rights to save a note, and you want to review all those notes before they're saved. But you don't necessarily want to see all notes, so you can minimize that task by clicking the desired button. It will constrain it to either the assigned office or the assigned clinician. So keep that in mind. And as we look a little bit further down here, we see that the note does record the date and the time that it was created, but you can actually update the date of the note. If you have rights, you can do it right here, but you can also change the date of the note right there before actually saving the note. You can also change the name of the person who made the note here, but notice if I do, it actually doesn't change this dark gray area here. the date it was really created, the time it was really created, and who really created it are not modifiable, and you can understand why that's the case. But there may be times that you were at someone's desk and not on your own computer. You created a note and you wanted to record the fact that it was actually you who created that note. You certainly can do that. You also have buttons to expand the note, to turn it into a PDF, and to do some other things here. View all the notes with an option to print them with other options, or to delete the note. That's only, again, if you have sufficient rights to do that. For HIPAA reasons, many of our customers ask us not to give them the ability to delete a note. But this gives you an overall look at how the chart notes area works under the advanced section. And please look at the other video to see how you can make notes from this little button right here, just in a limited way.